All right, so it says we're live. So welcome back, everybody. It is May the 19th, 2024 at 7 p.m. Eastern. If you're watching this back later, we do record our live streams, allow them to play back. By all means, leave a comment, and we'll get to them. And if you're new tonight, let us know. We have a great community of people here. We can't answer every question and comment that we have tonight, but what we typically do is just hang out on the porch or upstairs, just go over some general questions and talk about content and anything else that you have on your mind. And I'll go ahead and let everybody know what we typically do is cook at the end of every live stream. Even though we're on the porch, we're not cooking tonight. We're going to have to disappoint everybody. So it was supposed to just be me doing the live stream. Tiffany has decided to play hooky and be at the beach the last many days. She went on a girls trip, and I didn't think she was going to make it home in time tonight to get on the live stream, but they made really good time today, came home. So she's here. But needless to say, I don't think you felt like cooking.
No, I picked up food on the way home.
I didn't feel like cooking. I've been having to cook by myself the last few days, so I'm burnt out on cooking too. So she's like, "Can we pick something up?" I was like, "That sounds great," and then we'll just hang out.
So hopefully next weekend.
Yep. So sorry, y'all. We could not have a live stream last week. Our area got rocked by some major storms and tornadoes, and it messed up the towers and internet and everything else. Internet just was not going to happen. We had horrible internet and cell phone service for probably 3 days, I'd guess, and now it's back awesome. So they must have got over there and got some repairs made. So sorry we missed that. That's just the way it goes sometimes. But we figured we'd at least hang out with you tonight. So we'll go ahead and start going through some of this stuff. Let's just go ahead and talk about something we were going to bring up anyways. I see Hammer's on. I wasn't sure if he was going to make it or not. Hammer, we are so very sorry. I did hear and find out about Miss Gloria, y'all. Hammer has lost Miss Gloria. You know, Hammer and Gloria has been a part of our live stream and our YouTube community and family for quite a while. Our thoughts and prayers go out to you, buddy. I can't imagine what you've been going through the last few days, and I know you've been struggling with a lot of stuff here for a while. So our hearts break for you.
Yes,
But we've been talking with some other people in our YouTube community, as we always call it, about that. I know some people have been reaching out to you. It's something we've always loved about our YouTube community and family here. A lot of y'all are now friends and hang out and talk and visit each other and all. That's something we never expected with the YouTube thing. But so very sorry to hear that. And y'all know that Erica jumped on a couple weeks ago and let us know that Mav is no longer with us, and I did get a final update on that from her. You know, we discussed that a couple live streams back. So y'all, lots of people hurting right now. Lots of people need a phone call, need an email, need a text, need some prayers, need everything else. And I know a lot of you are already doing that. So we're so very sorry to hear that. I thought we'd go ahead and address it since Hussein Hammer got on and just updated everybody there. So sorry to hear that for you, buddy. So let's see here. Let's go ahead and start answering some questions. See, Big Wave said they just got back from Steenhatchee celebrating an anniversary. We know that area all too well. Hopefully you went and ate at Kathy's Crabs.
Yes, that's one of our favorite places.
The last good restaurant down there, in my opinion. The other ones either got balled out or priced themselves out of business.
Fair, we haven't tried the new one down there.
Okay, maybe we haven't done that. Kathy's Crabs, though, we love. So hopefully y'all got to try that. Hopefully y'all had a great anniversary. Let's see here. Grab a few more of these comments, and I'm going to have to bounce around, y'all. It's kind of the way it is. So Lauren says, "What, no cooking? What kind of live stream is this?" Sorry. Hey, it was going to be a very boring live stream. It was going to be just me chatting with you because I didn't think she was going to make it home. And so, see, it could have been worse. It could always be worse. But here she is. So now you don't have to stare at just my ugly mug here. You get a pretty face along with the guy that won't shut up right here. So Adam, he says, "Lead foot for Tiffany. Welcome home." Well, she had somebody else driving, but I think they must have
had a lead foot.
Yeah, because she texted me. She's like, "Hey, we're in Ocala, and if you're familiar with Florida, I know where that's at." And I'm like, "All right." So they still have another about hour and a half, 2 hours home. And then it was like 59 minutes later, she's like, "Hey, we're at the spot where I'm getting in my car." I was like, "Wait a minute. How did you get there that quick?" Yeah. Holy smokes. Well, at least whoever was driving got you home safe. That's the important part. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, let's see here. So Shane says, "I hope you know you're interrupting me watching the kindling splitter video." Well, Shane, I hope you know it posted 7 hours ago. What have you been doing? You could have watched it then. Well, I hate to spoil it to you, but I cut my thumb off in that video. So I hate to spoil the ending. I'm just kidding. Yeah, let's see. Andrew cooking for himself, says Glenn, hamburger steak master. Well, I kind of almost did that. So what did I let's see, what did I cook the first night?
Steak.
Yeah, I did a couple ribeye steaks and some fresh veg. I mean, I figured I'd rub it in. You're going down there to eat seafood and hang out by the beach. So I cooked me 2 ribeye steaks and I grabbed some fresh vegetables out of the garden, some squash and zucchini, thick sliced them, well, I guess thin sliced, and covered them with olive oil and some of that SPG. Oh my goodness, I keep
Should have done
forgetting.
the Everglades.
No, heck no, that SPG was perfect.
Oh, okay.
That salt and thick, coarse garlic. Oh my goodness, it was so good. Yeah, I forget how good grilled squash and zucchini is. I loved it. So that was a very healthy meal. Ribeye
Well,
steak,
you got lots coming.
squash and zucchini. I know, garden is now starting to explode. And then last night I made half-pound hamburgers. Actually, I think they're a little bigger now. I took a whole package of burger that we get processed and just made 2 burgers out of it. It was like 2 meatloafs. And that thing turned out so good. Seared it with butter. I've been cooking on my rocket stove like crazy, y'all. I've told y'all, I thought I built that thing as just kind of some cool content to make an
No,
occasional
it is
use.
very efficient.
I use it multiple
Yeah.
days a week. Like we've already been building our schedule for this week and then put several things on there I'm going to cook. So I ate okay. And I ate relatively healthy, I felt like, as well. I didn't, pizza it up or anything. Like, did y'all eat healthy while y'all was down there?
No. No,
And
no.
it's not what you're supposed to do on vacation, right? So that was part of Tiffany's thing that she wanted for her birthday that she just had a couple weeks ago. So not only did I take her to the beach, as y'all can see in the picture for the thumbnail
Little
today.
beach bum.
Yeah, I carried her to Dog Island on the boat a couple weeks ago. That's the picture y'all are seeing. And then where'd y'all go again?
Siesta Key.
Siesta Key, which is way south of Tampa, way on down there. It's like 4.5, 5 hours from here. Crazy long drive. I was getting cotton mouth, y'all. All right, let's jump on around here and catch some more comments. Okay. Mr. Jimmy just says, I'm glad the rain and storms have stopped. I'm so far behind on grass cutting. Just
Oh.
Jimmy, this has been one of the worst stretches of storms I can remember us going through, y'all. She left at a good time. That's one thing I've been sitting here dealing with the last couple of nights. Crazy torrential storms. Y'all, we had the craziest storm. What was it? Friday night. Yeah. So I guarantee you 500 to 1,000 lightning strikes over a period of a couple of hours I dealt with. And my friends just about 20 miles away from me got 9 inches of rain that night. They got 3 inches in about 45 minutes. Their place was flooded. Crazy amounts of lightning. That storm rolled through here at about midnight. I even brought Ruger in. Things were getting so crazy. And y'all know I don't ever bring Ruger inside. He's an outside dog, but I was like, nah, I'm not leaving him out there in this. So I had both dogs inside me, popping lightning like I've never seen. It finally left around 12:31, went just south of us, set, wound up flash flood warnings coming out. I made it to bed about 2:30 after I put the dogs up, woke up at 3, popping lightning again. The storm stopped, turned around, come back and just sat on us for like another hour, just dropping lightning bolts everywhere. I've never seen a storm pass, stop, turn around, and come back. It was a wild night. And then of course we just been dealing with rain here the last 2+
We're
days
tired
straight.
of it. So
We
tired
are.
of it.
And actually, I got to pay attention because on the radar behind us, I wasn't sure if it's going to do nothing outside. There's now storms coming down through Georgia toward us. So hopefully we're going to get a
It
relatively
looks
dry
like we're
week.
going to dry out.
Yeah, it looks like this weekend is going to be dry. So that's enough talking about the weather. Mr. Jimmy, I can feel you. We have literally gotten, I just checked my weather station for this year. I think we're already at, I kid you not, 91, 92. I might have to check it, almost 100 inches of rain. Like insane. Feet upon feet upon feet of rain. Let's see what else we got going on here. So Ricky wants to know, how hard is it, the permitting process as an owner builder, fellow Floridian looking to do something very similar? Ricky, tough for me to answer that because it's all based on your county that you live in. We live in a very rural county. Owner builder permits are quite easy to get, but you can go 2 counties over from me, which is a big metropolitan area, and very difficult to get them, is my understanding. Crazy fees, different types of inspections. It's all based on the county that you live in. If it's highly populated, a very populated and popular county, it's probably going to be tough, but not impossible. I still had to do pass the same codes and inspections and everything else that if I'd hired a general contractor would have. But I know there's some counties that get kind of stringent on that, just because, let's just be honest, a lot of owner builders don't really know what they're doing, don't take the time to recode. inspectors feel like their time's being wasted. Sometimes people want to cut corners when it's not their profession. So there's a lot of stigma and other stuff with that as well. But you're really going to have to talk to people that's done that in your county because it really varies county by county. All right, Dino wants to know about chickens, them aggravating chickens.
Why don't you give that update since you had to take care of them?
Because I was going to wet my whistle.
They are so aggravating.
They are.
I did not know they could be so aggravating.
So we went from 6 to 7 eggs a day, which is awesome, being that we have 7 hens. I mean, we just gave like what, 90 eggs away
or more
over the last week and a half, like just crazy amounts of eggs we've been getting. Then all of a sudden we have 3 hens that decided to go broody pretty much at the same time. And they sit up in the boxes all day long. And I even built a door, well, cut out a piece of styrofoam that I shoved in the door, and I'll take them down out of the box during the day, put them in the pen, and I've got the door closed where they can't go up into the nesting boxes and lay down and just be lethargic all day long trying to hatch out eggs. Well, they'll feed around, do their thing, but as soon as you pull the door, they're back up there at night. They're lethargic by the next morning, and they're not laying eggs because they are going so broody. They want to hatch out babies so bad, but we don't need any more hatchlings.
No.
And I don't want them sitting on eggs for 20-something days, not giving me eggs. So what we're going to...
Hey, maybe we'll do a video this week of us dunking them.
Yeah, we're going to take some of y'all's advice. We're actually going to dunk the 3 that are just... they're like zombies. You know, they just won't snap out. They're so broody. We're going to dunk them in cool water. People have said sometimes that'll snap them out of it, but I thought us keeping them down in the sunlight and running around all day would break them, but it is not. They are just...
How many days now have you locked them up or locked them out?
3 days.
Yeah.
And they're determined that they're going to go back out there and lay on eggs and try to hatch some out. And in the process, they're not giving us eggs. And now we went from an excess of eggs and been giving them away to everybody to,
yeah, I know.
We might not have enough eggs.
Now we just decided to start eating eggs again.
Yeah, so we have. I think we're going to start a new little kind of diet where we're doing a little bit of a brunch, basically just almost like carnivore with some meat and eggs, and then have an early supper.
Like around 3.
Yeah.
Like 9 to 3.
Then that way we go to bed with no food in our stomach, no nothing like that, no problems. But that means we want to start eating some more eggs. And now we didn't get a single egg today. We haven't, that hasn't happened in months. That was like dead of winters. The last time we had a day, we didn't get an egg.
Yeah, I don't know.
But just a few days ago, before they started doing this, we'd get 6, 7 eggs a day. So it's frustrating, but I guess that's chickens, right? So there's that update. Let's see here. Kim says they just got power back after 4 days of tornadoes and all that crazy wind in Houston. Oh, you're in Houston? Boy, that place has been all over the news. Just straight line crazy winds that blew out, skyscraper windows. And yeah, I know y'all been without power bad. Y'all, this year's insane. I am so thankful.
Not looking good.
we've already done experience just insane storms. Our area was just on the news for all the tornadoes through Tallahassee and the 70, 67 mile straight line winds that we got here that knocked just trees and power lines down everywhere. I wish we'd have recorded some of the stuff that we rode around and seen last week before you left. But I mean, you just go down any of these side roads around us and there's just trees down everywhere and power lines down everywhere. Like I didn't really show any of that on the video that I put out, but this has been a crazy year. I'm so happy that we went ahead and invested in two big fuel tanks here, diesel, gas, and we just called the propane company out. We got a 500-gallon tank last year. We upsized that, and I just told them come out last week, top me off because I'm already hearing about all this crazy hurricane season talk. We keep losing power constantly. We lost power Saturday night. Everybody's losing power, seems like every week. These storms are just getting insane, absolutely insane. I can only imagine what you're laughing at.
Who do you think I'm laughing at?
Probably Chris. Yeah, or somebody starting to do some of the conspiracy theory stuff for the weather, which I don't follow much of that. I just know I got to get prepared because the weather is getting crazier. Y'all, you better heed the warnings. Y'all best get you some generators this year, solar, whatever it is. We talk about a lot of this stuff because it is saving our butts. Like, week before last when the tornadoes hit,
we don't want to lose our freezers and refrigerators and all that.
No, I mean we've been buying part of a cow now. So I mean you're talking well over $1,000 we'll spend at a time buying in meats and all. Then you look at all the groceries that we get, the garden vegetables and all that. This stuff is so valuable to me. I don't care what I got to buy to protect this stuff. Plus just the conveniences. I done went through enough hurricanes and power outages in my life and taking enough cold showers in the river and all that other stuff that I'm done with all that. I don't want to do it no more. And like last week, we pretty much lived the entire day on our battery bank in the house. It's getting crazy, y'all. I don't know what the heck's going on with this weather. Oh, and I'm getting old now. I love talking about the weather. We'll probably talk about that half the live stream here, won't we? Okay. I am like an hour behind on comments.
Yeah.
So Confusion Acres says, we got to try that pizza dough recipe y'all posted. Do it. So yes, a lot of people reached out to me. It's very difficult to talk to the camera. We did say milligrams in the video, but I have the,
Oh, did I mess up?
yeah, it's fine. I've saved stuff wrong to the camera all the time. We said 350 milligrams of flour. A lot of people reached out to me, but the description is accurate. So make sure you
Oop.
follow that. It's no big deal. If somebody measured out 350 milligrams
Yeah,
of flour, they'd be
grams.
like, that's not what I seen her do. So
Okay.
no, read the description. I got it right.
Okay. I almost wonder, well, we can't change the video now that it's posted. Dang. Okay.
Nope, we sure can't.
Oops.
But try it. I'm telling you, that recipe is awesome. It's so fluffy and airy. Absolutely love it.
Maybe what we need to do is tag a comment correcting it, because somebody looks down and goes, what, is this correct?
Yeah, I should
Let's
pin
do
a
that.
comment.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, remind me after the
Okay.
live stream. So this must be Chris's smart butt comment. Just thinking of basically starting and Andrew for 1 hour all by himself.
That's not the comment, but yeah.
Okay, well, he's got more smart
Oh, yeah.
comments. Yeah. So you couldn't handle me for an hour, Chris? Oh, come on, man. So here's David. Hey, Beefcake. This is for dog treats. Yeah, I didn't figure we was gonna live that down. So thank
Yeah.
you so much, David.
Thank you, David.
We appreciate the donation. Thank you so much there. So let me explain the beefcake thing to people, because everybody was reaching out to me. That's something I joked and said a couple weeks ago, right before your or no, it was your birthday that day, and people were asking where's the cake and all. We're like, hey, we don't eat sweets, but I said she's got her beefcake right here. So everybody was reaching out. Make sure it's this, that, and the other. There's actually another YouTuber that makes, that's why it popped up in my head, that makes beefcake shirts, and he talks about beefcake. Why is his name slipping me right now? He's a bass fisherman. He's one of the Guggen guys. I used to watch him a lot when I was really into bass fishing. Why can't I think of his name? Oh my goodness, he just got slammed by tornadoes too. It like wrecked his brand new home and barn, or just his whole farm was wrecked. Why am I not thinking of it? It'll pop in my head in a minute. Flair. Yeah, Andrew Flair. Of course, Andrew. So that's why it popped in my head. I'm not making shirts or doing nothing. That's his thing, what he runs with. But I still thought it was pretty funny to say, your beefcakes right here, instead of your other cake. So people have just ran with it. All right. So Miss Kim said she did use her EcoFlow stuff to run her refrigerator through that Houston power outage. See, this stuff does pay for itself. So Andrew and Sankey wants to know about the garden. Overall, great, with the exception I lost every one of my okra. So either I've got rabbits in there, my sprinkler isn't going, or the other morning I walked out and there was 7. Haven't seen 7 in a long time of those gigantic pigeons, all in my okra plants. So either they're pulling the leaves off and eating the leaves, or a rabbit's getting in there at night and I haven't caught it. And I've got this sprinkler aimed right at it, the motion sprinkler. But that morning that I caught all 7 dove out there, more than half the plants were ate. And then it's happening.
Do we need to like lower the sprinkler so it's a little bit closer? And
it don't matter now. All the okra's going. I'm gonna try to replant it. I'm gonna try, but it's mighty late in the season. But okra does love heat. But other than that, the garden is probably the best looking garden I ever had. The corn has exploded. My cucumbers they've never looked so good. Beans, we're gonna start picking those this week. Yeah, beans are about to be on like crazy. Squash and zucchini, we've already been picking. I got little cantaloupes about this big out there. Watermelons are starting to vine out and run.
It's beautiful.
It does. It looks really, really good this year. So we're super excited about that. Oh, goodness. I see her. So no cooking. How about a belly flop? Not tonight, Miss Lee. I've got my normal britches on, leather belt, and stuff all in my pockets. We can't do belly flops every live stream now. We'll do one next time I got my britches on and we've been out enjoying it for the day. I'll do one for you.
Oh, they're going to hold you to it.
I know they will. And I will do another one. Just not today. I'm definitely not dressed for it. Glenn says, I'll send you a sauce recipe for grilled veggies I discovered.
Oh, yes, please.
Send it on. Dustin asked, hey, how are you guys doing? We're doing good, Dustin. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with us. And Lauren says, we need to ask you about the bat houses. I forgot to check the bat houses today.
We need to check them.
Yep, I need to look up in there and see if maybe there's any action, but I was thinking about that today. And then, of course, there's Michael. How's the bat adoption process going? Couldn't tell you, to be honest with you, but we're going to go out there and look. It'd be awesome if we do have some, but honestly, as long as they claim that it takes to get them in, I'm not sure that we do. And y'all, I apologize. You can see y'all got a bad sun glare. It's going to be down beneath the shade here any minute, and it'll look a little better right there. I might have to get you to go get me some more water.
Okay.
I am so cottonmouth. Don't be in there talking bad. You got your mic on. I am so cottonmouth, y'all. I've been outside working all day long today, and it is some kind of hot. So I'm going to give a little sneak peek out on something I'm working on, actually for one of our viewers, believe it or not. But to some of our members, y'all, apologize. The weather's been so bad here lately. I've made very little to no progress on the outdoor area, but Tiffany and I are going to work on it hard this week. We'll start giving you some sneak peeks. I'll do another one tonight. I'll go ahead and tell everybody. It's a little bit of a solar video, something somebody asked me to do. I think it'll be a pretty cool video. I will get that out. I think I should have it edited and out by Tuesday. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So, the Crohn's Go Country says, how do you stay motivated and avoid burnout as you build things out at your place? I know it's easy to burn out. It seems like you do a lot there while creating content. Oh boy, you got that exactly right. So honestly, I think it's just my personality and the way that I was raised to do this kind of lifestyle, to choose 50 acres of property and have all these dreams and ambitions that we have. And then to do social media on top of it, which requires all the extra carrying of cameras around and makes projects take 2 to 3 times as long. And then all the editing and everything else, you've got to be unbelievably motivated. The reason I'm not burnt out, and don't get me wrong, sometimes I do feel burnout, but the reason is because I am so passionate about this. This is what I have finally found that I want to do. You know, the old saying, find a job that you love and you'll never work a day again in your life. That's kind of the way this feels for me. If I wasn't as passionate about this or didn't desire this lifestyle as much as I do and we do, oh, I can already promise you I'd be burnt out and I'd be in there on the couch and just going, there's just this too much. This lifestyle you've got to really, really want, because it can burn you out. And even whenever I was working 60 and 80 hours a week at the mill and working shift work, all I could think about was getting over here and working on this property and developing it, because I had just desired property since I was about 13 years old, just always dreamed for it. That's the only thing that keeps me from getting burnt out. And I do feel it every now and then. And the older I get, yeah, the more and more you feel it and you wonder, why did we just bite off this another gigantic project? And why are we doing this? But at the end of the day, y'all keep me motivated. Y'all's positive thoughts and comments and feedback that we get. The fact that I do get to earn a living making all this stuff, well, that's kind of a motivator. If I don't get out and work and make the content and do the projects, I don't get paid. So that's a very good motivator. But at the end of the day, it's just because I love doing this. You've got to love it, or this would be tough. I would probably go have us a 1 or 2 acre yard that's easy to maintain and would not have all this if I did not want it, because there's a lot to keeping this place up and then trying to share it all. It's definitely a full-time job, but I love it. So is there a snorkel for the Mahindra upcoming? Because I posted a video on the review channel. I don't know if you've seen that of
I did.
all that flash flooding and stuff that we went through. Nope. I'm believing babying my stuff and take care of it. That was actually probably about the worst situation I've ever put it in, and I don't plan to do that
And I
again.
had to stop him from going deeper.
Yeah. What y'all didn't see was after we cut the camera off and it got dark, we're miles, and I mean miles deep in the woods, y'all. Water rushing across the road, starting to cut the roads, and yeah, it started getting hairy, like over the tires hairy. Y'all didn't see any of that video footage, and it took us hours to get out of there turning around.
I said, turn it around. He said, no, we're right here. I'm like, turn
We
it
were
around.
right at the river, and I was thinking if we could get around this one curve, we could get out of there and not have to try and drive hours back. Literally miles upon miles of nothing but water down the road. Like occasionally you'd get to a spot that far out of the water, and then you'd go back down and it's white water and rushing and bugs are everywhere. And it was an adventure. It was fun. Now that we're back and safe, it was fun. But yeah, our area is just, we've got so much rain here lately. It's crazy. But no, I'm not snorkeling stuff, and I'm not purposely dumping off in the hole. Like I was telling somebody, I'm that old man that I drive it around in 2-wheel drive. If I have to put it in 4-wheel drive, that's to get me out of this situation that I just got in, not to keep going. And then I turn it around. That's the way I treat 4-wheel drive right there. Thank you so much for the water. So the storms that come from the east are the beast. I like that saying. That's exactly right.
You'll have to, because Andrew says that. He's like, oh, they're already.
Well, think about it. It's very rare we get storms from the east here. They always come from the north or from the west. So anytime I see them running across the state, since we're over on the Gulf Coast, especially, and that does this during the summer, I tell her, get ready for some unbelievable crazy lightning. And every time it's because it comes across that super hot land, I guess, but the very rare times we get them from the east,
Yeah.
oh man, lightning bolts are like crazy, which we do live in the lightning capital of the world. So I guess that's the way it is. Hey, Mr. Jimmy said they had 2 or 3 small tornadoes 4 miles from his house. I don't know what our grand total wound up being. I'd heard could have been anywhere from
4 to 6.
yeah, 4 to 6. That's just in the Tallahassee area.
I didn't see the other survey done.
Yeah, and they had what, 2 EF2s,
Yes.
which is kind of big for Florida. I mean,
that I read about.
yeah, we get EF2s, but our typical tornado is EF0 or 1. They still do plenty of damage, but it's not like the monster stuff you see on TV. But Tallahassee alone had 2 EF2s. I don't know how many more, and just wrecked. What we noticed riding around out here in the country, there's so many tornadoes that don't get reported.
Mm-hmm.
We were riding some back roads, and I'm talking just beautiful back roads right after the storm, no trees down. I even remember mentioning to her, I was like, man, I ain't getting no wind in this area. Like, it looks really good. And then as soon as you come around the corner, you can clearly see where a tornado went through. It's a quarter-mile wide swath, just that's not how wide the tornado was, but that's how wide the wind field was. I'm talking live oak trees ripped up, which is our toughest tree. If those limbs are broke, you had some crazy wind, and you can just see where the path goes across the cow field, trees laid down, going to the next road, see where it comes. So we even had tornadoes over here that I don't think were ever reported because they was in the middle of nowhere. We got so much timberlands around here, hundreds of thousands of acres, farmland where there's no homes, so none of that stuff gets reported. I don't know how many tornadoes come off that last storm. We got a crazy amount around here, but again, nothing like what those poor people out in the Midwest have experienced. They get those just town destroying monsters, man.
Yeah, Pint just said 2 EF2s and 1 EF1 confirmed.
Okay, so wound up with 3 confirmed tornadoes in a single city.
But yeah, nothing like what they get out west.
No, not at all. But that's still crazy. I'm pretty sure there was some deaths around here and other stuff with that. I thought I remember hearing. But we even seen pictures of cars up on the sides of houses. Like, that ain't winds, that's tornadoes. Like, just insane stuff. All right, y'all. I am about a mile behind on the comments. I'm just gonna jump around and pick some up. See, Wade says 50 inches of rain in Aiken, South Carolina. I think I've talked to you before.
50?
Yeah, 50 inches. I don't know. Is that for the year? I would take it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're almost double that. That's crazy. But I think I've talked to you before. I used to hang out around Aiken, South Carolina, because my sister lived but about one town over from there. I used to spend a lot of summers up in that area. That's a beautiful area. I love it. Okay, let's go down here. So question. You can't just dunk them in ice cold water. You have to hold them there for 5 or 10 minutes. Yeah, I thought 5 minutes is what I remember hearing.
We're going to be doing that a while.
Especially with the temperature. Oh, I'm reading a whole nother comment. And it needs to be really, really cold. Uh-oh. So we can't just use a regular tap water. I'm going to have to waste my precious ice on these chickens. Well, I tell you what, we'll just do a bucket. How about that? We can easily dunk one at a time in a bucket. Sounds like you're going to be out there with your hands freezing cold.
No,
5 minutes at a time.
We're going to make you make a lid with a hole to put their head through it.
We got time for all that this week. We got too much to do this week. We got to mow this whole place thanks to this rain. And then we got to get these people some dadgum outdoor content videos coming. We got to get that outdoor area.
We got to get
it going.
Hopefully with the dry weather, we'll get to that.
All right. I don't know why I am so thirsty.
I know, I'm thirsty too. Well, we had salty food, so.
Yeah.
I
ain't gonna tell you what she brought home. I've ate really good the last couple of days, but she brought home some.
That's what it is. Every time we eat that, I'm like,
Chinese food, General Tso's chicken. Anytime I eat fatty or
chicken,
salty stuff like that, yeah, no wonder I've drank 2 tumblers.
I know.
We're gonna take a pee break here in a minute. All right, so Justin says we got to talk the chickens into laying eggs or make chicken legs. If you tell me how to talk chicken, I'll tell me the words. I'll let them know that. So Lauren, I didn't even want to talk about this. Sounds like it's going to be a weather night tonight.
Yeah,
have you been looking at the hurricane projection for this year? It's going to be interesting, especially with the tempo of the Gulf. I am scared to death about this hurricane season. Now, scared and their predictions, but prepared. So feeling confident. Yeah, it's supposed to be like one of the worst years on records are predicting. And my gut feeling is I kind of believe them because we just went 2 weeks ago out to Dog Island, which is St. George Island area, if y'all familiar with that on the Gulf Coast. And this was May the, what, 7th, 8th? It's right after your, yeah, a couple days after your birthday. That's right. And we could not get over, as we were sitting in the water, how warm it was. Typically, you're just coming out of April now. Typically, it's chilly. You don't want to stay in the water long, and we go every year like this. And we were blown away. It was warm, actually lukewarm, and it was showing 81 or 83 degrees. I
Yeah, at
forget.
one point there was 83.
On the boat, transducer. That is insane for this time of the year. If this water is already that warm, I'm afraid their predictions are correct. That's what fuels your hurricanes. And we're going to wind up with some 90-degree temperatures out there before we know it. I'm shocked they haven't already predicted an early hurricane season. You know, I think the last couple of years we had something in May, but it's looking like we might make it on to June 1st, our official start date. But that's all the reason, again, y'all, we are getting prepared. That's one of the reason I want to get done with this outdoor area, because I want to get on that gigantic solar array behind that. So if we do wind up losing for power for weeks again, like our area did last year, the last hurricane, we can come back out and put up thousands of watts of solar, and we don't even have to tap into our emergency fuel supply. Like last week, I had to help a friend out with some fuel because his area was out power for days. And because Tallahassee got wrecked by all the tornadoes and high winds, there was no non-ethanol fuel to get around here. Last year, it was a month before we could find some after the hurricane. So that's one reason why we want to go ahead and get us a nice sized tank this year and keep turning it over and getting fresh fuel in there. But I'm scared to death on those predictions, y'all. Man, we've been talking about a lot of weather tonight, haven't we? All right. Joe says eggs and bacon for dinner tonight. Sounds pretty good to me.
Yum.
Oh, goodness. Let's go on down here. Yeah, okay. Well, more weather. 2024 will be extreme, or go in the history books for extreme weather events. It's already looking like that. Yeah, I hope we're done with it, y'all. We've had such bad rain and lightning the last few days. Like I told her, you were blessed with the weather down there at the beach. They stayed out of all of it, but I told her I'm sick and tired. I'm done with it. I actually haven't slept hardly at all the last 2 nights. I'm feeling it. I'm gonna go to bed early tonight. Let's see here. The trees down could be converted by you to firewood. That is on the agenda, but it's only getting hotter, Mr. Larry. I've still got all those cherry trees down that I showed y'all. I don't know how many are down across the property from that last storm. So I do have to get out there after we clean the place up. I don't even think I'm going to focus on them until we get this area rocked in, or we can start making a little bit of cooking content out there. Then I'll go out there and pull some of those trees out, do a bunch of cleanup, get me some more cherry logs up here, because I've got to keep making firewood, because if we're going to be making all this cooking content and we're just going to keep using that for ourselves, we're burning through firewood like crazy. Typically, we don't.
What did I just hear?
That's frog.
Oh, it sounded like a goat or a sheep or something.
That's a frog. I've already been hearing it. That's a little tree frog wanting more rain. I'm going to have to go smack him if I can find him. These frogs wanting more rain. But yes, we're going to get on pulling some trees and stuff out. But I don't want no more blown down, because I already can't get to everything that I've got. Let's see here. I think Andrew should take the chickens in his arms and do a belly flop in the pool. That would straighten them right out. Says, of course, Chris. Chris, I'm pretty sure that's animal cruelty. We can't do that.
I feel bad for trying to dunk them in water.
Yeah, I know. Well, I need some eggs. We got to get them working right. Well, it looks like we're talking weather tonight. Sorry if there's somebody new. That's what everybody keeps mentioning. So Miss Sharon says, it seems like you just got stuff cleaned up from the storm and another one comes through. It's exactly right. I've been trying to run Ruger through our trails the last few days, and I'll keep turning down the trail. I'm like, there's trees down on that. We go to the next one. There's trees down on that. And meanwhile, Ruger's like,
big bug just flew into my eyeball.
You all right?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Ruger's like, come on, let's run. I'm like, I can't. I got to find a trail. Yeah, that's just the way it is. And it ain't just a Florida thing. I mean, it seems like everybody's been experiencing really bad weather here lately. So Lois says, I can't be on tonight, but I'll catch you later. I have a question. What does your neighbor who owns the bull say about all this wandering? Do they take responsibility? I'm not going to talk much about it because it got pretty heated, to be perfectly honest with you. How do I want to word this? They're sympathetic. That's about it. I don't think there's been enough action taken. The good news is, I don't think I've seen sign of the bull in about 2 weeks. So maybe they caught the bull, but I don't know that we're no longer on talking terms, if you know what I mean, because this got so wild and crazy for about 15 months. So I really don't know what they have to say about it. But the good news is, I haven't seen the bull in 2 weeks. now that I say that, the bull will show up, start drinking out of the pool tonight, and I just finally got the pool nice and cleaned up and everything. I don't need none of that in my life right now. It's just the way it is. If that's the worst we got to deal with out here in the country, we're blessed.
Right.
And I mean, I can think of so much other worse stuff to deal with. Okay, let's see here. People are talking about so and so is not guilty. What all y'all talking about? All this
They were
legal
talking about
stuff.
some trial or something, or I don't know what earlier they were talking about.
It ain't
I don't know.
us.
We don't watch TV or news or anything, so
I don't know what y'all talking about, but that's fine. Y'all have your own conversation. But I've been caught on to enough trial stuff, like you said. I'm like, what are they talking about? Okay, let's see what else we got going on here. The carnival. Okay, so Shane says the carnival thing is a good idea, but the trick is to put the carbs out. The carbs you make store fat and get really hungry again, like Chinese food, you're hungry an hour. Yeah, well, trust me, Chinese food is an extremely rare thing. What we do that twice a year, maybe.
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
So here's the thing. I think all diets work, Shane. The trick to the diets is like you said, if you cut the junk out, especially the carbs, the processed foods, and the stuff that's not real food, have real meat, have real vegetables, have whatever. If you'll follow any good diet, you're going to lose weight because every good diet tells you to get all the
Portion
junk.
control.
Well, portion control too, but every good diet tells you to get all the junk out of your life. Now, some work better than others. There's no doubt about that. And some are all the craze, like the carnivore. What we ultimately are working toward and need to get back to is just if it's not processed, like I see a piece of steak here, or even ground burger, something that's I can see physically where it came from, or this raw vegetable, preferably vegetables that we grow, because I know it ain't full of pesticides and herbicides. That's what I want. If you can see it's like a one-step process to get where it is, or it was ground, it's not processed food. I think if everybody would eat that way, we'd all be happy and healthy. But the problem is, well, there's all kinds of good food in our life, and then you have things like the breads and the pizzas and the stuff.
Yeah, but we do pretty good at cutting down on the carbs for sure.
Oh my goodness, that makes me never want to eat Chinese again. Like
It's so good.
my tongue is sticking to
It
the
is
roof of
so
my
good
mouth.
though.
Why am I so thirsty? That can't be good for me if I'm having to drink that much just to process that stuff.
Well, maybe you should have cooked for me tonight.
All right, let's see here. So Glenn says, who has a 6,500 watt Generac for cheap? Oh, arrows are toward you. Glenn does. Well, Glenn, I wouldn't be getting rid of it unless you've got something else even bigger or better, because it sounds like you're going to need it this season right here. Mr. Jimmy says, thank God he got the generator hookup for his house. He saved several $100s in food. Thanks to Andrew inspiring me to do that. Yes, again, everybody thinks I'm stuck on solar. I'm only doing solar because y'all are very interested in it. And I like that I don't have to get fuel. But I've got generators too. I tell everybody, get anything you can to make your life more comfortable during power outages and for sure save your food. I know you do a lot of hunting and stuff, so you have a lot of time invested in your food, energy, and that's money. I couldn't imagine losing that. Like we literally keep, way over $1,000 in value, probably close to two now. I think about it. When you look at all the garden food and vegetables we put up, and then the cows that we buy, and then the deer meat that we process, and the fish and everything else. So, like, I'm going to have something for sure to protect that. So did my parents get any damage from the last storm? They lost power for most of the day, had limbs and some more trees and stuff go down. I hate to say this jokingly, but they didn't really have enough trees left to blow down since the hurricane did that last year. So
I'm glad they got spared.
yeah. All right, y'all. I'm gonna jump way on down because I'm literally about 100 comments behind. There was one I just seen here about the pool. Let's talk about something other than weather for a minute. So can I put a fence or net over the top of the garden? I could, but that would be extremely involved. Honestly, those doves are just going to wind up becoming supper is what's going to have to happen. They're invasive.
You keep saying that.
I know. Well, I've got a little,
Pow pow.
yeah, I got one out there in the building now for them. And I don't mind eating them because they are a big dove, but they are invasive and you're legally allowed to harvest them year round. They're not a good thing. They're not supposed to be here, and they've been showing up in droves, and they are huge. Zoe says, why don't you just change your pants? I ain't getting in the pool tonight, Zoe.
She said, she was like, y'all haven't said hello to me today. Hi, Zoe.
Hello, Zoe. Sorry. I've been running off at the mouth, and I have literally probably missed already 200 comments. I apologize, but I'm just having to bounce around at this point. So Crystal wants to know, we're expecting the cicadas in Florida. The last map that I looked at, I don't know if you know about this, we're having some historic event. Trillions of cicadas are coming out across the country. Like I've seen the grounds crawling with them.
Ruger would have a heyday.
He'd get annoyed with them pretty quick.
Yeah, probably.
But the last maps that I seen, they come into the south, but I didn't see Florida on that map as part of this big migration and bloom out of them. But I have already been pricing pool covers because people are staying up north.
Oh,
They are so
yeah.
unbelievably bad. It's just plugging up their equipment.
That would
And
be horrible.
yeah, you wake up and there's thousands of them in your pool. So I've been
Yeah.
thinking about ordering a pool cover just because I'm scared of that. But I hate to just spend money. I don't want to do that. But the pool cover is actually a lot cheaper than I was thinking.
So how
And
fast will they come in, I wonder? I need
that's
to
a good
research
question, maybe
that.
for some of y'all up north, because I think they're already coming out and blooming now. But again, I didn't see Florida on the map, but I think like Georgia, Alabama, and all was, so it's close enough to us. We may actually get it. Believe it or not, I'm not hearing any yet. Actually, I lied.
Is that what we're hearing?
I think no, that's a
Okay.
frog, but I think I hear one way back there, one cicada.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I do. Well, they might already be here. It's too late. So Sharon says, glad to hear that you got your britches on. Yes, I do. This would be a mighty odd live stream, wouldn't it? We'd probably have a band channel pretty quick. So Shane, this is a question I was trying to get back and find. Update on your pool ionizer. I just swapped our in-ground pool over from salt to ionizer. Water is so clear.
Awesome.
I mean, I don't know if you can see in the pool behind us. It's great.
Yeah.
So I had to do a heavy vacuuming first of the season. We did a lot of mowing, yard cleanup, had dust and stuff everywhere in the pool. I had a cow that was using it as a water trough, all that stuff. So it did take me a little bit to vacuum and clean up, but the water's beautiful. Now, I don't know, since you're going from salt to just using the ionizer, you're still obviously going to have salt in the water. I have no idea what that'll do to the ionizer or how the treatment will go. That's going to be for you to figure out. Could work just fine or maybe doesn't. But I still run nothing but the ionizer.
I wonder if he refilled his pool.
He may have. You may have drained it and refilled. So
Yeah.
my advice for you, I had to run the pump 24/7 for about the first 3 days, and I'll put the ionizer on 8, wide open, to get some copper in the pool. Don't forget to use copper test strips, because if you get too much copper in the pool, it can actually stain your liner and your hair and other stuff. I have never experienced this. Once you start reading a little bit of copper in the pool, your kit comes with test strips. Go ahead and bump it on down. I usually run it on number 5 or number 6, and I run my pool pump 1 hour for every 10 degrees. So if it's going to be 90 degrees for the next several day forecast, I'll go ahead and set it up to run a minimum of 9 hours a day. You can run it longer than that, and that does not hurt. The only time I'll add, like, I'll occasionally float some chlorine tablets. They run out all the time. I don't monitor my chlorine. Occasionally, I will buy some liquid chlorine and put in there, only after, like, say we have a kids pool party or something, and I'm nervous about
kids pool party.
Yeah, anything that could be in there. That might happen twice a year. I may pour a little liquid chlorine in there, but I do not ever do that when it's just me and Tiffany and nothing else odd has went on. And that water has stayed perfectly clear. Like, I literally do nothing but other than just run our robot vacuum in there. And we've swam in it last week before. I swam in it, I think
Very happy with
Friday before all the storms hit. So it's been amazing. I don't have to do chemicals. I don't have to monitor. I don't have to do nothing out there. I love it.
And Ruger enjoys it because he drinks water out of it like
it's
every couple of hours.
It's his pool. He swims out there. I mean, he went swimming 3 or 4 times today. I'll just look over and he'll just get up from a nap. If it's too hot, he's out there swimming. I'm like, ugh, must be nice. So that's Ruger's pool, by the way. All right. So Adam says, I'm new here. That is not true. Thank you, Crystal, for reminding everybody to hit a thumbs up if you do enjoy the content. Let's see here. So Pest Hunter says, I have big time motivation the last 2 days. Almost gained 100 subs.
Awesome.
Congratulations, buddy. That's actually a pretty good number. I can remember a lot of years that I was on YouTube, and picking up 1, 2, 5 subs a day was actually a big deal. Just keep at it. It's just like anything in life. The more time and energy and effort you put into it, it should pay you back. That's the way this works. So I see people asking about Cash. Yeah, he ain't on today. He did send me a text before the live stream, though. He got a new to him tractor that looks like it's from the 40s or 50s.
Oh.
And the whole engine was tore apart. So
oh, okay. So he's really busy.
I think it was free, but free meant he had to do a full engine tear down and rebuild. So I think that's what he's knee deep in right now. So Chris, finally something nice and productive. Appreciate you, buddy. He says, don't forget the Kelleys have another channel, Kelleys Outdoors. Yes, which we never post to anymore. The Kelleys Reviews, and they have a podcast channel, the Kelleys Off Script. We do.
Yes,
All
thank
those
you,
links are
Chris.
down in the description. So we do
That's
run.
probably his motivation.
Yeah, we do run multiple channels. Hey, I actually had the boat set up, charger hooked up, and was going fishing Friday. That was, I mean, 100%. She was going out of town. I was like, I'm going fishing. Let's do this. Let's go do a bass fishing video. And that afternoon, the weather updates, and it was 50% Friday morning at like 7 a.m. I woke up and it was storming, popping lightning, knocking out power around us. And I was like, isn't this wonderful? The day that I chose to go fishing, it comes storming. And then it stormed again that night, all that craziness I was telling you about. So I did try to go this week. But with that said, I actually did go this week. What was it, Thursday? We rode around in the Roxer.
Yeah.
And I went down there and caught two of the biggest red breast
did.
sunfish, red bellies, we call them down here, that I've ever caught in my life.
See if I can pull up the
On
picture.
some beetle spins. I mean,
I thought
almost
you
as
were
big
going
as
to
my
post
head.
it on the community post.
I should have, but no. I mean, that was pretty fun. That was just riding around doing some little riverbank fishing right there. So at least I did catch some fish this week, but no, nothing that I can record and get out to you.
There's the picture. Let's see if y'all can see it.
So yeah, maybe y'all can see that. That is a very, very nice red belly. And that joker was probably that fat. So when these rivers flood like this and get out in the woods, I guess these fish just get to gorge on all the flooded worms and bugs and crickets and everything else. And when the rivers come back in the banks, they're normally so healthy, so
Ruger
fat.
almost ate a fish.
Yeah, Ruger just about ate one of those as well. He gets shaken excited with fish. I mean,
Oh, he loves to fish.
so excited. He sees somebody pull a rod and reel out, he's sitting right there beside you waiting. And if a fish comes up, he thinks it's his fish. And all he wants to do is kind of lick it, maybe bite it just a little. And as soon as he tastes it, he's good. You can throw it back, you can do whatever. He doesn't care. But he just literally would be sitting there shaking while you've got a fish coming in, trying to jump out there in the water.
Actually,
And get it.
yeah, he was in the water like
like,
chasing. Yeah,
You're never going to get a fish in the boat. I remember last year when I took him bass fishing, like he fell in, I forget how many times. Luckily, he loves swimming. He can swim in the backside of the boat, but he'll get so excited when a fish is coming. He's just, he's in the water. I'm like, come on, man. I'm trying to get this fish in this boat. Oh, he gets so worked up about it. Glenn says, I have nightmares about flooded roads. He couldn't watch that video.
Yeah, it was.
You got to be careful.
It was scary.
You got to be careful with flooded roads. You really do, because you don't ever know when the roads wash completely out. I've heard of stories around here, people just falling in and having to get out, and the vehicle's flooded and swim to the bank. You just don't never know how bad a road's washed out. So it's really not
make a habit of that.
We're not. It's really not wise to do that. Let's see what else we got going on here. Oh man, y'all.
Yeah, you were like
I am
an hour behind.
I am an hour behind because I'm like, man, they're just now talking about the tornadoes in Tallahassee. We talked about 30 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Y'all, I apologize. I ain't got to talk to them in 2 weeks.
Right, you got a lot to catch up.
Yeah, I got to talk. We didn't get to do a live stream last week. All right, so Robert says the theory behind it is when they go broody or chickens, they divert more blood flow down to their chest and belly to keep the eggs up to 98. Okay. So we're going to try to force that blood back.
About getting that cold, so that yeah,
getting the cold and I guess flooding the blood back the other way.
I think it was Miss Pam just mentioned doing like a cold pack underneath them too.
Well, if we can get them to sit there long enough.
Yeah.
Maybe we can wrap them in a cold wet towel or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll get it figured out. We'll try.
I did a little bit of reading up on it, but it was everybody saying dunk them in water or close the boxes up.
Which we tried. That's
separate them.
That's not really working.
Yeah.
We'll get it figured out. So Deanna just doing it wrong. It's okay.
Half his family spells it that way. So.
Yes, I even have some, not half. I have one person, I don't think they watch this in my family, that is adamant they're going to spell our last name wrong and skip the EY, which is how 99% of people spell it anyways. Let's see what else we got going on here. Looking forward to the next solar video, says Lance. That's coming very soon. It will happen Tuesday. I think I can have that one ready. I got to do a little more testing on what I built today. I got to do some testing tomorrow, get some figures for y'all. But it should be a pretty cool little build. And then, yeah, everybody's still talking about the cicadas. That's how far behind I am. See, Glenn says cool water in the Gulf in Mississippi still. Well, it sure enough ain't here in Florida. I'm telling you, it is crazy warm. There's Zoe saying, hurry up, Andrew, Tiffany, haven't said hi. I did. See, that's how far behind I am. Oh boy, I got to get on down here. Oh, let's see here. Mr. Mike, I don't want to not recognize you.
Yes,
Thank you
Mr. Mike.
so very much for a donation there, sir. He says the bull maybe in someone's freezer camp. Possibly.
Not in ours.
Well, that's what was trying to happen. We had what do we call? We call them the Cowboys, but it's the stockyard over here. Their Cowboys come 2 different times to try to catch it, and it's my understanding that's the way it works. They get the bull, they carry it to the stockyard, sell it off, most likely to be butchered, and then they get their fees out of it for the aggravation of catching, and then I guess the owner gets the other half or cut or maybe the majority of it. I don't really know how that works, but that's the way it was explained to me. So there's a very good chance if the stockyard caught it, yeah, that it probably did go to freezer camp, or either somebody I guess maybe could buy it to run in their pasture. Who knows? I don't
We
really
just
know
hope
how
it's
that
gone for
works.
good.
Yeah. Yeah, we do hope it's gone for good. Okay. Oh, okay. All that legal stuff I was talking about is the Hells and Karen. I know they have a YouTube channel. There's been some stuff going on there for a while. A lot of people were following and watching. So that makes sense now. I couldn't figure out what the heck y'all were talking about. So Adam, thank you so very much. He says, Andrew, go take a bathroom break.
Yeah.
Why? Does it look like I'm drowning over here? Adam, thank you so much. We appreciate you, buddy.
Thank you, Adam.
Let's see what else we got going on here. So Kim says, next Prime Day, I want to get an EcoFlow add-on battery. I suggest it. Those are absolutely worth it. That's the thing about those. They're only as good as either the incoming power you have charging them or how much battery that you have. Will I have coupons for that day? Most likely, because they always notify me on Prime days. So I should have something. So don't hesitate to reach out. I have people that do it all week long. Always asking questions about stuff, whether it's affiliate stuff or solar stuff, or I spent a lot of time last week talking to somebody that's looking for a generator. kelleyscountry@gmail.com. Links down in the description. Email me anytime you have questions for that stuff. It may take me a couple days to get back to you, but I always do that. Since we're talking about that kind of stuff, y'all, thank y'all so much for everybody that's been going to our Amazon. We're having a really, really good month this month. We actually have a chance of potentially hitting that bonus that I told y'all was too far out of reach and we may not reach. So thank y'all so much for all the people that's been going to our Amazon link and using that.
Reminded everybody about
did
that
she?
too. Thank
How
you
about
so
that?
much,
See, I haven't
Crystal.
even made it down there, but since we were talking about some affiliate stuff right there, thank y'all so much for that. Y'all, it really does. It really means a heck of a lot. It really does. So half pint with snow, can we eat those kind of dove? Absolutely. They're basically big pigeons, but because they're out here in the country, literally they're eating my garden. So they're good, healthy doves. It's not like they're in the cities eating trash and stuff. We don't live near a city.
They're very happy here.
Yes, they are. We're feeding them very well. So for sure, they're clean, they're healthy, and that's what would happen. I'm not a big believer of taking something that you're not going to use other than armadillos, aggravating armadillos. So if I do get those invasive dove right there, for sure, yeah, they'll be on that rocket stove over there.
Wrapped in bacon.
So how's my hydroponic garden going? I'm glad you brought that up.
Reminds us.
Because I was supposed to plant that about 2 weeks ago because it's too hot now to grow lettuce in Florida. It just will not survive. So now's the time I typically move back inside and start growing romaine in my hydroponics.
I'll put that on my list for this week.
You mean my list?
Our list.
Yeah. As in, you'll remind me, I'll do it. Yeah.
Because there was something else I wanted to put on there. Oh, chickens.
Well, yeah, we got to get some more eggs popping out this week. So hydroponics, I haven't ran in a little bit because we've been growing everything outside and it's been growing well. But this is the time of year, hydroponics, I got to get fired back up. So I will be doing that soon. I've already got all the fertilizer and pods and seeds in there to make that happen. So Deanna says the cicadas are horrible loud and able to cause horrible damage. They remind me of the South personally, but that's when you hear one or two. If there's going to be trillions going all across the country, I don't want to hear that either. I agree with you. But cicada reminds me of my childhood, fishing on the river, going up down the riverbanks, one a light off on that tree and one over there. It's just a song of the South. And I'm hearing one back there now that we're talking about it. But I'm with you. I don't want to sit there and hear tens of thousands or millions of them on my potential property because that would just be deafening and drive you crazy. I'm about to convince myself to order that pool cover. Y'all got me nervous about that now. So Shane, there's the update on the pool. No salt. Replace the salt cell with ionizer. We did not drain and refill around the ionizer different than yours for a week to get the copper level up to 25,000 gallon pool. That's a huge pool. I think ours is 16,000 gallons, if I remember correctly. So your results are going to vary. You're going to be different, but
Keep us posted on that.
yeah, I would
with
love
that
to
much
hear.
water. That way, if people I have a friend that has a pretty large pool, and she was asking me about it, but I was like, it does good for our pool. I'd
Yeah,
have to.
and our friend's got a 16,000 gallon,
Yeah.
actually almost identical pool to us. She is now 6 years in, I think, on running just the ionizer. And after 6 years, every time I've ever went there, the pool's clean. I've
Yeah.
never seen it go green, no issues. She doesn't run chlorine. You don't ever smell it when you swim in there. So that's a 6 year test right there. It's working. Man, I'm so far behind y'all. So Glenn says, I got laid off from work a month ago. Oh, buddy, I'm sorry to hear that.
Sorry.
And I've had 2 decent days to go fishing. Isn't that the way it works? It's like always the weekend. That's when it's rough and blowing. And during the week, that's when it's nice and calm. Buddy, I hate to hear
Yeah,
that.
so
Hopefully you
sorry.
find you a new job here and something that's much better and more enjoyable. And then there's Crystal with the Amazon link. Thank you so much, Crystal. I'm finally making it down to you now. So Kathy says we should try cutting a 50-gallon plastic barrel in half to make a wire cover so the ice cube water comes up to the wings. Maybe they can wade around in it. Yeah, we might try something like that. We'll probably dunk them first and you do a small setup and see if that snaps them out of it. If not, we may have to look at something that keeps them in there just a little bit longer. So the Cron says, where'd you get that?
That was the comment I was
Yeah,
waiting for you to
where'd you get that
answer.
super cool hat with the fan in it from the video that you did 5 days ago? My wife absolutely loves it. From Amazon. I had so many people ask about it. I put a link in our recent mowing video. Now here's you want to know what's crazy? Y'all have asked me about it forever, and I've just never talked about it. And I finally talked about it in that mowing video. It was about 2 days later. I was doing the garden video, and it quit working on me.
Oh no.
Yep, the fan quit working on me. Started to sound like a bearing went out. So I'm not so sure that I recommend it. I could have had a one-off. I've had it for a while now. I've been running the heck out of it, but it sounded like a bearing went out in my fan. So I need to reach out to the company and see if they can send me a replacement fan because I think everything else
let them
works.
know that, we'll send them an email and let them know that, we've been given the
People
link
are
again.
interested, but I don't know what to tell you. Now, like I said in that video, the mowing video, I was honest about it. If you're expecting it just to blow your hair back, no. You got to have short hair like this. The sweater you are, the better you feel it. It's not a high-powered fan, but the straw hat's actually very good quality, and it's huge, which is what I like. I like straw hats for mowing and yard work because it keeps my neck from frying. But I hate to report, what was it? I guess beginning of last week, it quit working on me.
Darn.
Yeah. And of course, it's right after I finally tell people about it in a video. I've been hesitant to say it for a while because
Well, you were testing it too.
I've been running it for months and it's been just fine. And then all of a sudden, I hear it sounds like a bear and go, sounds just like that. What? No, them old cheap fans, they probably cost 50 cents, from China. I just need to get my hands on one of those. I think it's hot glued in them too.
Fans that you have that you.
Oh, Cooler Guys fans for oh boy, yeah, put a big square one on. I don't want to make it look ugly now. So I'll keep y'all updated if they'll actually take care of the fan. So I hate to report that, but yeah, it's that hat is a conversation piece. That's what kind of why I got it a while back. I figured it'd be kind of a joke, and when people see it on the video, they'd be like, "What the heck is this guy? Is that a solar panel on your hat? Is that a fan?" Yep. And it definitely got a lot of attention, but now it's not working. What? Oh, let me guess. Chris had to say something.
No. You'll get to it. Hold on.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm skipping all around. Let's see here. Chad says he ordered this week using the Amazon Kelleys Amazon link. Thank you so very much. We truly do appreciate you. Bacon wrap smoked diller. Not happening, Wade. Not happening. So Kimberly says, been a while since we caught alive, going to the chiropractor in 2 days a week now.
Oh,
you must have something serious going on. Yeah, Kimberly, we haven't chatted with you in a while, so hate to hear that you got issues going on, but hopefully the chiropractor gets you wrapped up there. Let's see here. I need to. Oh, okay. I'm trying to read the comment here. So yeah, Lauren's recommending that we do get the pool cover for the pools destroyed by the cicadas. If there's that many that could potentially get in there, what would happen is it plug the strainer up, filter up, and burn the pump out because the pump needs water.
Be a nightmare to clean.
Well, I don't want to burn our pump out. Oh
Yeah.
boy. Mr. Jimmy says y'all about to hit that 140,000. Yes, sir. It's
Woohoo.
been kind of a grind over here lately. I ain't gonna lie, but 140 is an awesome number. We're so thankful for it. Heck, we're flying toward 200,000 over on Facebook. That thing is just blown up. So y'all, we are blessed and thankful.
Yes, very much
Both
so.
live streams have done so very well. I've
But a
turned this
lot of
camera
people
up.
said this week they didn't get notifications
Yep.
and
So I've been getting comments
yeah.
and emails and direct messages about that. I actually have a meeting in 2 days with my YouTube manager, and I'm going to talk to them about that because I've had a bunch of people reach out this week saying notifications aren't coming through. You know, a while back we had the issue where people were just getting unsubscribed. I don't know what the heck's going on, but it's aggravating
Well,
to
other
hear.
channels are definitely having that same issue.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
hear
just
that.
not us. So yeah.
So y'all, I don't know. We try to post at least, it's been more like 3 days a week here lately. I always tried to do 4, but when we're on big projects and stuff,
Yeah.
and then all the weather, it's kind of cut me back. So I have been doing, I usually try to post on for sure Tuesday, Wednesday. So if you don't see a video on those days, come check the channel. I've most likely posted Friday and Sunday is what I've been really making sure that I catch. So if you don't see something on those days, you may just have to come check the channel and there most likely will be a video there. And I'm sorry the notifications aren't working. That's aggravating. We really need and want those to go out, but I can't control the way all this stuff works, to be honest with you.
We're so thirsty.
Good old
We're gonna
Chinese.
be peeing all night.
So healthy for you. I don't know. I didn't drink 2 of those, and I don't even feel like I've got to yet. Where's it going? So Larry says, put a drop of light oil in the bearing. If I can get in that tiny little motor, I'll try it, but I don't think I can get in there. It's just a cheap little, fan. I'll see if I can find one and hot glue a new one in. So Crystal says, hope everyone has a wonderful week. Take care. God bless. See you next Sunday. I
Good
guess
night, Crystal.
she's got to jump off. Thank you so much for being on here chatting with us. Barry, thank you so very much
Thank
for
you,
a
Barry.
very generous donation there. We
Very nice
truly,
of you.
truly do appreciate you. Let's see what else we got going on. Remember, those pigeons would eat the cicadas. Well, they're apparently about to have a lot of them to eat. Actually, I wonder if the chickens would. If these cicadas get wild and crazy, we may film that. If they're crawling around everywhere, we might let the chickens out and see if they want to go after it because they love bugs. They absolutely love them. So does Ruger, but I bet that many cicadas would drive him absolutely wild. Let's see here. It's YouTube thing with the notifications. A lot of channels are having issues. Says half pint. That's exactly right. I've seen a few other people post that as well.
You missed this comment. I wanted you to find that one.
Mr. John, dad joke. He said, safe to say that hat wasn't your biggest fan. Dad joke. Oh boy.
Oh, I got one. I got one. Somebody told it this weekend. What is the capital of Florida?
Tallahassee.
F.
Huh?
F.
What do you mean?
The capital letter. I didn't say the letter, but what is the capital of Florida? F.
Oh Lord.
Like that's so silly.
Oh boy, that sounds like one of my Uncle Gary
Yeah.
jokes right there. All right, so Zoe
Oh,
says good
yellow
night.
flies are out.
Yep. Let's see. I see quite a few people, I guess, are dropping off, which we typically chat about an hour anyways, then we wrap this thing up. Looks like we've been chatting a little over an hour. So I guess since everybody's heading good night and the yellow flies are out biting us, we're probably going to wrap this thing up ourselves. Plus, it's been a long weekend. You've been traveling all day. I haven't been getting no sleep thanks to these storms. So I think we're going to call it early tonight after Ruger, who's passed out over there. We'll fetch with him a little bit, which we typically do. Y'all, thank y'all so much for spending your Sunday night with us. We truly appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching our content and helping us grow this channel and live a dream.
Yes,
It
thank
means
you.
the world to us. And y'all, like we say every week, there is a community here, a family, and there's a lot of people in need and hurting. As you heard, we've lost a couple of people recently. Don't hesitate to reach out to these people and shoot them an email, text. I know a lot of you already talked. Pray for them if that's something that you do. There's a lot of people really hurting and needing somebody right now. So thank y'all for all of y'all that are doing that. We truly appreciate you. Oh, Adam.
Adam snuck one in.
Yeah, he says good night, beefcake. Adam, thanks, buddy. Truly do appreciate you there. All right, y'all. Good night. God bless.
night.
Y'all take care. And
Hopefully we'll see y'all next Sunday.
yeah, hopefully next Sunday. No more
Yeah.
storms, no more internet issues. We'll just do a normal live stream with a little bit of cooking on it for y'all. And we'll get you a little bit of a smorgasbord of content out again this week. Y'all take care.
Good
We'll
night.
see you.
These yellow flies.